If you're looking to invest in a luxury style headlight to enhance the lighting on the front of your 2014 through 2021 Toyota Tundra, these Raxium CXR Series LED headlights with the amber DRL, black housing, and clear lens will be a set that you'll want to look into. Now, these will be made for the Tundra owner who is currently working with worn or simply underperforming headlights and wants a change with a more exclusive feel and a sporty look that these boast. Again, on top of the look, these will also be a solid choice for a big step up in performance if you live in a more remote location and need some of the most light that you can get out of a set of headlights. Now, these headlights are going to be an attention grabber for a few different features that this carries. One of them being the 3 projector lenses for the main driving lights that will have a full LED design for a higher output and a more modern appearance compared to the standard halogen, but the improvement also comes with how those LEDs are projected with the lens. Now, with the projector lenses, it will develop a stable and a full beam pattern to light up the road in addition to lighting up your peripherals, unlike an incandescent bulb that can be pretty inconsistent. And these will create a sharp cutoff line that is going to help with reflection reduction and any harsh glare, all of it optimizing your visibility. Now, the second big feature is that amber DRL, adding a Baja or that more off-road style feel to these. Now, those are going to make these headlights stand out and keep you very noticeable on the road with a solid DRL function, but those will also sequence with the turn signal. Now, besides the lighting, the black build will also have that gloss black appearance to it, which is going to add a more polished yet aggressive feel to these headlights, and the smaller details on the inside are also going to add with that style. Now, the lens on the front will obviously have that clear appearance to it, but that's going to allow that darker look to the front end of your Tundra without hindering any lighting performance. Now, these will have a well-built construction with an ABS plastic housing for a majority of the build, being sturdy and molded to factory spec, being a direct fit replacement. The lens on the front will be made of an impact-resistant polycarbonate material, and to further the protection to the lens, they will be UV coated to prevent any yellowing or oxidation over time. The housing and the lens will also be weather sealed for protection to the LEDs inside. The LEDs will be maintenance free and very long lasting, and the headlights will be DOT and SAE compliant. They're also completely plug and play with OE style plugs and adapters, and again, these will be a direct bolt-in replacement, making the install hassle-free. Now, these are around $1,200, which will put these on the higher end of the spectrum when comparing them to the rest of the headlights in the category. Now, these will have a very high quality build to them and will go a bit farther than some of the more affordable choices like the hassle-free install, the UV coating, and the long-lasting materials with the build here. Now, along with the construction, these will also have exceptional lighting performance and even save you a few bucks compared to some of the priciest choices on the page, allowing you to save a little in the realm of luxury lighting. So if you do, again, want to invest in a set of quality lights and you are a fan of this style and the performance that these bring to the table, this set is going to be a solid choice for you. This install is going to be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and should only take you about an hour to get the job done. Now, at this point, we can head over to our shop, check out a detailed breakdown on how to get these onto your Tundra, whether you are doing the install yourself or you're just curious about the install. So that is going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
For this install, you will need an impact or a ratchet, a 10mm socket, needle nose pliers or your fuse puller, and a flathead screwdriver or a panel removal tool. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing some headlights on our Tundra, so let's get started. Alright guys, so to get started, obviously we've got our hood pop and we're going to need to remove our grille. So this is held in by 2 push clips and 4 10mm screws. So we'll go ahead and get those out first. So we'll get our push clips out first. We're going to use a flathead screwdriver, get under, pop that out. Then there's one on the other side as well that we need to get. Once we have those out, we can get our 4 10mm screws out with our 10mm socket and our impact. Now once we have those out, we can pull up and out on our grill. Make sure to release it from its tabs. Once we have our grill out, we need to also remove our lower trim panels below our headlights. These are held in by 2 push clips and then 2 screws out on the outside. So we'll get these push clips out first, again with our flathead screwdriver, or you can use the clip removal tool. Get these out. And we'll go around to our wheel well and get our screws out. Now you don't necessarily have to remove these 2 10mm screws, but if you want some easier wiggle room, you can. You would use a 10mm socket on your ratchet to pop those out. Ours is a little bit worn out, and also this will work even if you don't pull them. Just want to go ahead and pull that right off. Now that we have our panel out of the way, we need to remove this 10mm screw for the side mounting point of our headlight. Once again, we'll grab our 10mm socket on our impact, run this out. Next, we'll get our 2 upper mounting screws, again with our 10mm socket. Now we can remove and unplug our headlight. You are going to have to pull up on this tab to release it from its seat. Once that pops out, the other ones should just slide out. We can come to the back side and unplug all our connectors. Right down here, just push in on your tabs. Be sure not to pull on the wires themselves. This one gets a little tricky. Now once you have this side out, you can repeat the same process for the other side. So before we can install our new headlights, we need to install some adapter harness and our LED DRL harness. So for that, we're going to come to our fuse box and tap into one of our factory fuses, and we'll show you which one that is now. So your fuse box is located right behind your battery. You're going to need to remove that cover, pop that tab, pull this back. We're going to be looking for our 10 amp ignition fuse. It's going to be this guy right here. And you can either use a fuse puller if you have it in your fuse box. Sometimes they're missing, or some needle nose. Since we have our puller, we'll use that. Grab this fuse out. Set that aside. We'll turn our fuse puller. That's always a good idea. We're going to add in our provided harness with our fuse tap. Drop that right into place. Make sure the rest of our harness is out of the way. Then you can reinstall your fuse box cover. Now you may need to notch this out to have it sit as flush as you want. For demonstration purposes, we are not going to be notching our fuse box cover. Just going to place that back into position. We'll set it there for now. Now you want to hang on to this fuse. It's always good to have some spares. Next we can route our DRL harness. Now the shorter side where it tees off is going to be for the driver's side. We'll get that through to the headlight area. Then you can run the other side directly over to your passenger side. You can do this however you want. You just want to make sure it's out of the way of any hot or moving parts to prevent any damage to your harness. Next is going to be our LED adapter harness. Now this applies to vehicles with factory LED headlights, which our truck has. If you don't have LEDs, you won't need this part, but if you do, you will need to order one harness for each headlight. So we'll get that installed now to our factory side of our harness. Line up our large connector, plug that in. You want to match up the rest of your connectors that need to go in. That is the only one. We'll start with our 3-prong connector. Put that one in. And we can match up the rest of our factory connectors. along with our LED harness. And one thing to note, if you do have LED factory lights, this plug is no longer going to be used once you install your adapter harness on these headlights. Now we'll get everything tucked in and get our headlight installed. Now we can reinstall our 2 upper mounting screws, again with our 10mm socket. Now you are tightening into plastic fasteners, so you don't need to go wild with your tightening. Now we can install our 10mm screw for our side mounting point. Now we can install our lower trim panel. Get that lined back up. Pop it back into place. Reinstall our clips back in. Those just push right back into place. Now once you've completed this side, you can go ahead and repeat the same process for the other side, and then we can reinstall our grill. Next we can reinstall our grill. Get this line back up. Want to make sure this connector for your active cruise harness, it's hard to see, but it's right behind the grill. Make sure that gets plugged back in. Line that up. Make sure your bottom mounting tabs get pushed back in. Then we can reinstall our 2 push tabs and our 4 10mm screws. Start with our push tab, get back into place. Same with our other one. Followed by our 10mm screws.
So that is going to wrap it up for my review and the install of the Raxium CXR series LED headlights with the amber DRL, black housing, and clear lens, fitting all 2014 through 2021 Toyota Tundras, and you can find these right here at extremeterrain.com.